coming back. So, Matt, how about you for match of the year? And then we'll have Chief get settled.
I'm going to go with, just because of how mostly invested I was in everything and physically being there, Cody versus Roman.
Okay.
Because I thought Cody was winning the title that night.
I think everybody and their mother did. How about for you, sir?
I'm going to go match of the year, ABC versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's not bad.
We kind of saw that one out here in Las Vegas. That was a good match.
By the way, it's nice of you to come back.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know what happened.
Well, no, I appreciate it. I had to take care of business.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So the thing with match of the year, we sit here and we talk about, 50 some odd weeks a year. We're here on the air talking about matches. And after a while, sometimes the matches are a blur. But when you've got matches that stand out in your head for whatever the reason, I mean, everybody, Sheamus, Drew, Gunther, what a beating they all.
Oh, yeah.
You're the tag teams, you being at WrestleMania, seeing that match.
I saw that match too.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is it's just like we can all dissect everything and whatnot, but to have one match stand out out of really thousands of matches that take place in the calendar year is nuts.
Absolutely.
And although I'm not looking right now because I want to focus on this, I'm hoping a lot of our friends are putting their comments in to see who their matches are. So hopefully we'll get that as well going.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go on to the next category. Matt, I'll turn to you. How about male of the year for you?
I would go Cody Rhodes. He's been like the face of WWE this whole year.
Okay.
Waiting for him to finish his story.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a wrinkle in that story now because of all the returns.
Hope he doesn't get punked. Sorry. It was there.
Or caught out of nowhere.
Exactly. So we got one for Cody.
I'm going with MJF because he carried AEW for the whole year.
That is a fantastic one. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of toiled with that one because of what he's done.
So did I.
Right? I mean, how do you not put him up there? And you're right, carrying AEW. I mean, but his ability to draw people in because of his heel persona and he's like the traditional Undertaker. No matter where he is, he's still in that mode.
The devil.
You think he's a devil?
Devil. That's what he used to call himself.
Oh,
the devil.
There you go.
All right. When he was a heel,
he's our devil.
That's it. Our devil.
He's our devil.
Yeah.
So
I'm going with MJF.
You got MJF.
He's got Cody.
Cody. I'm going to go with Gunther.
Good. That's a great one too.
It's a good one.
Look what he did for the Intercontinental title, and
that's a great one.
It's so hard though. There are a lot of great male performers over the year, but yeah, so folks, I want you to realize, look at the three different phases of male wrestlers that the three of us picked for this. Different phases, different assets within each company. MJF, Gunther and Cody. I mean, all of these stories. None of these stories are finished for any of them.
No.
Right?
No.
Male of the year. I mean, let me ask you a question about male of the year. Do you have any runner-ups? You talked about MJF, but who else in your mind before you made your final selections did you think about for male of the year? Was there anybody else that you said, I got to choose between this one and this one? It's hard. I had another one, but
I had Moxley.
Okay.
Moxley and MJF. That's the two I would.
Okay, and that's plausible too.
I was going between Cody and MJF.
So both of you had MJF in the conversation for that. See, for male of the year, I had Rollins in my head. Because, I mean, he's the heavyweight title first, right? The first one, he's got that belt. He's made it an interesting belt because of the storylines he's in. He's always tweaking his character a little bit to keep it somewhat relevant and edgy and a little over the top. And just like you talked about MJF carrying things when Roman's not on TV, who's carrying the highest belt that's visible? Seth, right?
I actually had another one too. Okay. Sami Zayn.
Yeah. I actually have him in another category for me.
And I mean, so
there's a guy of all the names you mentioned in our first hour about getting runs and everything, I would love to see Zayn get at least a shot and winning a heavyweight champ. I don't care if it's one Seth's carrying or somehow the heavyweight champ of the Universal, but man, I'd love to see Sami get a singles title of those two, not IC. I want the heavyweights. He's done so much.
Yeah, and Matt had a good point. What we're talking about all this
right
as we go on. What's going to happen with Seth and Punk and Cody and Roman and Randy and LA. let me throw one more in there into the big picture, who I think deserves. And that's The Miz.
Oh yeah.
True.
We had a category in here, underutilized, but
Yes.
we should have probably thought about underappreciated or underrecognized and all that, because in listening to our 1,600,000 and something million show that we like,
Yes.
in the 6-man for Monday night, they gave him props for that match. And so that he and Gunther can kind of keep the fire lit a little bit.
Yeah.
There has been nothing that I can think of in all the years when he's really all the IC belts that you can look back and say, kind of question why Miz did that. They give him something, whether it's time being the interviewer guy or they put him in the ring. He has carried everyththing to the nth degree that you can possibly carry. I think any angle that you can think of. And I think definitely very high honorable mention for the Miz. You can almost put Miz and Zayn in that same type of category in terms of being underappreciated. That's what I was looking for. Underappreciated for what they do. And Natty, in my opinion.
That'd be a good tag team.
Sammy and Miz?
Yeah. That'd be a good tag
team.
Miz
Zayn.
That'd be a good tag team.
You hear us, WWE? Put them together.
And then you have Maurice as their manager.
Yeah. Somebody for
now
Zayn.
That's some hubcaps.
That's some hubcaps. And we haven't even gotten to that category
yet.
Ric
Ric Flair.
You give it top 3 hubcap distributions. All right. Okay. So we covered Male of the Year, right?
Yep.
All right, Chief, get us started with Female of the Year. In a way, this should almost be obvious, but be interesting to see.
Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley.
Any reasoning behind that you want to share, or just because it's obvious?
It's obvious. I'm sorry. Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
I'm going to go in a whole different direction.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Mommy. Rhea Ripley.
Mommy.
What a shocker. Wow, almost had me there. and you know what the funny thing is with this one? I really sat and now Rhea, I mean, you guys can see my sheet. I have Rhea's name here
I got
as well.
it right here.
But I really thought about this one because, Rhea's terrific. Everything she's gold this year, no question, right? Not because she's carrying the belt, but everything she's done in the Judgment Day with Dominic, and now reaching out to maybe the Drews of the world. But I was trying to think if there was somebody else that is currently active on the roster this whole year, and I couldn't come up with anybody else. So, not only just WWE, even including AEW and everybody else.
I looked at it all, okay? The only one who I would compare, and I won't even compare, when I looked at AEW was Jade Cargill. Okay, with the run she had.
Mm-hmm.
But once that run was over, due to contractual
changes
in companies, she's no longer on TV.
But would she have done enough from, let's say, the 10 months? I don't remember the date she actually signed or left, but let's say even it was through September 30th. I mean, she was a viable force for 9 full months of the calendar year.
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, okay, and y'all know I love Rhea.
Yeah.
Okay. But Jade was on TV way more than Rhea.
In terms of wrestling.
As a female wrestler.
I agree with that. And that was why I hesitated.
As a female wrestler.
Yep.
Okay. Rhea was on as a female wrestler, but also as part of the faction to judge,
But Jade was only on TV for like 6 months.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah, I couldn't remember
why I had to go with Rhea.
She lost the title in May in Vegas, and then the rematch was like 2 weeks later, and
then that was it. Okay.
That's why I had to go with
Rhea. I didn't remember the timetable. But there was nobody else that I can think of across the board that from January through now really did what Rhea has done.
Here's the funny thing, in my opinion. They show up on TV for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're gone for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come back.
Right.
Then they're gone. Okay. And both categories, male and female.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I looked at it, I thought to myself, Rhea had the most time on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't lose her title as the female champ.
Right.
But also, she got in some male faces also.
Oh, absolutely.
So
For sure. You know, to me, one of the things that I tip my cap to with Rhea Ripley was her match against Zelina Vega in Puerto Rico. Because for that moment for Zelina in her home country, similar to Sammy in Montreal against Roman, you know, Zelina Vega, for a lot of reasons, probably incorrectly, is, I'll just say it, like an afterthought in a way, because she's not a big female like Rhea in terms of physicality. And we all know going into that, she really didn't have much of a chance to win. But to give her that moment, to allow Zelina to get in the offense in her home country, and the thing with I mean, I think to me, of everything that Ray has done this year in terms of in-ring competitor, that was to me one of the most impressive and important steps, that she was agreeable, even though we know she's going to keep the belt. She wasn't going to lose it. I thought that was something that says a lot about her character, why you almost can't really hate her as a heel, because she does stuff like that agreeably just for somebody like Zelina and help put her over.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about it.
totally
for
agree.
me.
Totally agree.
All right. By the way, we're about quarter after the hour. I just want to remind everybody we are going commercial free this hour. So we make sure we discuss everything we want to with our picks. And hopefully if you're agreeing or disagreeing, well, keep your comments rolling. So we appreciate it. All right. Male face of the year. Who wants to go first on that? I'll go first on that because I went first on the top. We'll keep rotating.
Go ahead.
For me, we talked about him, Sami Zayn. I just, we could pick, and I had Seth originally written down. I got to be honest, I had Seth in there. But when I thought about the whole scope of everything, and you talk about the underdog type story, and the guy who just keeps clawing, and the way he worked, to me, I think the male face, especially the back half of the year, even when he was in the bloodline, people still didn't look at him really as a heel. They still were hoping he'd break away. So for me, I got to put Sammy in there for me for the face.
I got Seth Rollins.
See, I
got Seth,
and I did that. I had a quarter.
I got Seth.
All right. I mean, for obvious, give me reasons why you went with Seth.
Oh, it's obvious. I mean,
Sing his song.
Whoa! Right.
Whoa!
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, he does capture when you can walk into a ring and not say a word for 10 to 15 minutes while 20,000 people are doing your song. I mean, that's tremendous. I mean,
you know what I wonder, and it's always been in the back of my mind, what would have been like if it was Seth and Roman and John, and they were still together X amount of years later. Mm-hmm. What
as the Shield or as independents at this point?
As the Shield. What would they have been? What? Let me put it this: what would WWE been like today if they were still together?
All these years?
Yes.
Would it have been logical to expect them to be together this many years?
No, that ran its course.
Why not?
I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I don't disagree with you that it did run its course, but what I'm is why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If we can
I don't have a vibe.
If we can keep Roman with the belt for 1,200 and some days, right? Why can't we have the faction?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know. It's a great question.
Kind of like the same way, like the New Day has been a group like this whole time, even though like they've won separate titles.
Well, and he is out though. Big E is out, so I think that should change. I think, in my opinion, New Day should probably
from 2015 to 2020.
Yeah, it's 8 years. Yeah,
roughly. You know who I was toiling with for the face of the year too?
Male, yeah.
Huh?
Who?
R-Truth.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Who's your man? I was gonna say, here's a guy that's on TV for one pay-per-view, and he's man of the year.
I'm so glad he's back.
Oh, I love him.
I said you had a coin flip for one of yours. I had a coin flip for this one.
Okay.
Between LA Knight and Cody Rhodes, because those LA Knight pops are crazy, but Cody is also like the face of WWE.
Right.
So I'm still gonna go LA Knight.
Okay.
Those pops are crazy. And it's still kind of nuts to me that we went to like the FSW like arena booing Eli Drake to watching people lose their minds when LA Knight comes out. Right. So he's definitely the face of male face of the year for me.
When he would do LA or Eli Drake, we would do You Suck.
Oh.
It was great.
Eli Drake sucks.
It was great.
Well, yeah. For female of the year for you, I just wrote a name down here that I'm surprised you didn't go with.
Female of the year.
We're going back a category because I wanted to mention it. You mentioned Ray, of course, but I'm surprised you didn't mention your favorite, Lady Tapa.
Yeah.
Lady Tapa?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know what? She could make it.
I think she could too.
She could make it WWE.
She certainly
There's no
could.
doubt in my mind.
All right, female face. Mr. Matt? Female face of the year.
Technically, she's a heel, but
So what?
Well, the
I
category
had
is
to pick
face.
face.
Because we have
Well, we
female,
got
because we have
heel.
female heel.
We got female heel, brother.
I know,
That's
I know.
next.
Yeah.
Just keeping you on
But-
course.
I know. I'm just saying she's a heel, but she gets cheered more than
Okay.
all the other females. But if I have to go face, I will go Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Okay.
How much time is she's been out how long now when she got injured?
She's been out a couple months, but
Okay.
when she won that title,
Oh, heck yeah. I agree with that.
even
That's
though
not
that
a
was
bad
last year, but even like the couple like rings she's had as tag champions and
Mhm.
stuff,
Mhm.
probably gets one of the loudest like pops out of all the females.
thing. Okay. It's not bad. Not bad. Are you going to respond to that or are you just stuck in time? I
No,
can't tell.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to.
I'm going with Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're going to have the best married couple, Seth and Becky.
Well, that must be a write-in category.
In that category.
That must be a write-in category.
It is best married couple. I got it to the left
So,
side.
but let's talk about Becky.
Becky Lynch.
Why Becky? Just curious.
Well, look at what she just did on TV.
Okay.
Okay. She got called up by Charlotte to come to be in the
Mm-hmm.
cage
Yeah,
match.
the war games. Yeah.
The war game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who better?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Morgan.
I just wanted to ask that question because I also agree with Becky Lynch is
Well,
mine,
that's fine.
but I wanted you to give your reason so I didn't have to give any. Just give the name.
I
I wanted you to do the legwork on that one.
She's been, hey,
She's been like Seth,
She's
mainstay,
there.
right?
She's there.
Absolutely, totally
Right?
agree.
the man,
I-
right? And nobody has knocked that off of her.
Right. Well, I want to go back to the Raw
And I
promo.
like her red hair. So there you have
I
it.
want to go back to the Raw promo though between
Sure.
Becky and Nia for a moment,
Becky and Nia.
right? Because I want to respond to something that I saw in the chat room in the first hour.
Go ahead.
Nia's comments obviously was, without me breaking your nose, pretty much the man would not have been born. Okay. Conversely, someone put in the chat room in the first hour when I made the comment about Seth being there for all these 10 years, the comment along the lines was, well, Danielson was hurt, Punk was gone, so they had to elevate somebody. My point to that, as well as the Becky situation, maybe the opportunity was created because of these circumstances. The door was left open, but it's still up to the individual to walk through the door and carry that new opportunity to their own level and to a level of success. So it's not their fault. It's not Becky's fault she got punched in the nose. That became the man. I think that's great. Same thing for Seth.
Can I retort?
Yeah,
to that?
absolutely.
Uh,
Retort. It's only two consonant vowels.
Mr. Punk left on
Syllable.
his own. Mr. Danielson left on his own. That was their choices to leave WWE. Seth has been there for 10 years.
Danielson was there when Punk left.
Correct.
Right.
But Danielson then left the company
I guess.
farther on down the road.
Right.
Okay. Went to AEW,
Mhm.
where Seth's been there the
Sure.
whole time.
Absolutely.
So for somebody to come in and put a comment like that in, I wonder if they really watch wrestling. Okay. I really do. Because that, to me, Chief makes some stupid ass comments, fans, and you all know it. But that one there, that's pretty stupid.
So let me retort to your retort to my retort. Are we retorting
You're only retorting.
Are we retorted? I don't
You're
know.
retorting to my retort.
to my comment?
Correct.
Okay.
You're one vowel away from making this hilarious.
That's what I just said. We're retorted right now. I
It's,
know.
it's getting there.
So
It's
let's
getting
just go
there.
back 10 years ago.
So 10
I
years ago. Go
totally
ahead.
1,000% agree with you with your comment about the last couple of years when Danielson left and Punk
Go
was
ahead.
there. Let's go back to 10 years when Punk first left.
Man, I don't know yesterday.
I know.
You want me to go back 10 years?
Well, try to.
What the hell?
So 10
We
years
talk
ago,
about
Punk
50
leaves.
years ago in wrestling on a weekly basis.
Go ahead.
No, right? So Punk leaves, but Daniel Bryanson,
Brian Danielson.
that guy too,
Yeah,
was still there.
correct.
Now, he may have been injured at the time. I don't remember.
Yes.
But
Remember?
My point is, when Punk left,
Yes,
somebody needed to fill that hole in terms of a high main event person. Right?
agree.
So the company said, you know what, Seth, we're going to plug you in over here.
Totally agree.
So the opportunity that was created for him 10 years ago
Correct.
was at that moment, right?
And who did? And who created that? Who was in the ring with him? Okay, who was in the ring with him the night that the statue was shown? Triple H and Stephanie were in. Yeah.
What statue? I'm asking, what
supposed statue?
Was that when Sting was in the box, supposedly?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Who was in the ring?
Seth.
Stephanie and
Yeah.
Triple H.
And Seth.
Exactly.
Right. I understand.
That was the start of him getting put over.
When was time-wise, and I'm asking this because I don't know.
10 years
When
ago.
did that happen in relation to when Punk first left?
After.
Right. So how long after? About a year or two? Because he won the Money in the Bank,
No,
right?
like
and he cashed in
like
seconds.
9 months.
Was it that quick?
Yeah.
When Sting was there?
Yeah.
I know. To me, it seemed a little longer, but that's okay. I hear what you're saying. That whole
Punk
thing.
left after the Royal Rumble in 2015.
I got hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so it don't flow off of me like it does you.
I have no hair to fly off.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
point, though, is the opportunity was
Talk to
created
me.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
They inserted him into that position with the help,
absolutely.
and he took off from there.
And
right?
he's carried it smartly.
Right. I totally agree.
Totally.
Becky, same thing.
But
So
that,
this,
but
but,
that guy, whoever made
was
the
Ronald.
damn, I don't care who.
but
it
my
was,
point
he's
is,
wrong.
but my point is, look, 18 years ago,
Pissed me off.
sorry,
No, not you,
18
Ronald.
years ago when I started in this industry,
Yes.
I entered an ad on Craigslist.
Huh?
When I did boxing for that stuff, my
Okay.
partner, I turned him and said, hey, what if we did a show, right?
Right.
And he said, well, if you do this, I'll do this. And my role was getting sponsors. He got us airtime. My point is, he unlocked the door
Yeah.
for me to walk through and make the opportunity,
What's this got to do with male face of the year?
because both of these people
I
had
I
opportunities.
told you,
I know,
the best married couple.
but I'm not talking about marriage. I'm just going back to the statement that was made about opportunity. That's the bottom line, is what I was talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, we're at the bottom of the hour. Just a reminder,
That
we
was
are going
pretty good,
commercial
though.
free. You kill me.
That was eloquent.
Male heel of the year.
Male heel of the year.
Who wants it first?
I'll go.
All right.
Don Callis.
That's a good one.
Don Callis.
That's a good one.
For you folks who don't know that is, watch AEW and you'll see.
That's a good one. Matt,
It has to be one person and one person only.
In your opinion.
3 letters.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Oh.
In your opinion.
That is it.
I've got him down farther.
I do too, but those are 2 good
But
ones.
that's a good one.
I would throw a third one in there.
Talk to me.
How about Christian Cage?
Yeah, I'll switch in between those two.
Okay.
So 3 totally different. I think that's the first one where all 3 of us have different picks,
Okay.
except for maybe match of the year.
Okay.
To me, what he's done, he's really resurrected his career since being at AEW. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Christian,
Oh, yeah.
and having Copeland there now
absolutely.
with them with the current
How do you like
storyline.
Don Callis, though?
No, I think it's great. I absolutely. I didn't even think about that with
Yeah.
what he did as a quote unquote manager heel, as a manager, and what he's done really for years over there. When he first brought Kenny Omega, they break down the fourth wall. He champ here, champ there, and Callis is all part of
As
that.
long as he's got his brown paper bag, he's okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So three different answers on that one. I have a
All right.
funny feeling this one's going to be the same across the board. Female heel of the
You
year.
can go first.
All right. Rhea Ripley.
Whoa. Okay.
Yours?
Bailey.
Okay. All right. That's not bad.
Bailey just doesn't do it for me.
That's fine.
But it's Rhea Ripley. for
Ray
sure.
Ripley. Okay.
I love Bailey, but this thing with Damage Control when it first started WrestleMania, to me,
Right.
kind of cooled her off a little bit.
I think Bailey's been a heel for quite a while.
Oh,
hasn't
going
she?
back to the pandemic,
Okay.
before the
so
pandemic.
she's
I
progressed.
absolutely.
She's progressed along.
Would you agree though that let's say 6-8 months that obviously they're fixing to do something, right?
They're
She's
gonna,
not as strong a heel right now as she was
Oh no,
even
no,
a year
no.
ago, right?
They're going to
They're
turn.
going to turn her,
They're
right?
going to turn her to face.
But I love the Bailey pick also.
I had to put Bailey in here
Yeah.
somehow.
No, absolutely.
I had to get her in. Okay, had Ray. I had.
I think she was more vicious as a heel during the
So
pandemic.
So I put her as
Yeah.
female heel of the year.
I think she was more vicious as a heel during the pandemic, but certainly at that time, I think we've talked about this many times between her and Drew during the pandemic.
Yes,
They carried
they
WWE,
carried, yeah.
right? I mean, no question about that. All right, again, we're at the bottom of the hour. No commercials. You're getting us talking about our awards of the year. Hope you're enjoying them.
Yeah.
Whether you're agreeing that with them or not. All right, we're ready for the. I'm still going to say pay-per-view of the year. You guys ready?
All in London.
Okay. Why?
It was just a great show.
Okay.
From top to bottom.
Okay.
It was off the charts.
Off the chart.
Take my money.
Did they take your money?
Yes.
Okay. John, you okay back there? John is choking on our choices.
He's
Go get some. I was going to say, go get some water, something. All right. Pay-per-view of the year for you, Matt.
Mine will have to be WrestleMania 39 because of like the experience of being there,
Right.
plus all the great matches that were there. Like 2 of the 3 of our matches of the year were both at WrestleMania 39.
Right.
it was a good show. It was a great
Let me
show.
narrow it down though, just a little bit since you were
Because
there.
my second almost match of the year was Sammy and Kevin against the Usos.
For the tag titles. Yep. Night 1 or night 2? Which did you
Night
think was
one.
better?
Night one for sure.
I didn't even finish the sentence. I agree. I thought night 1 was way better.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a sidebar. I mean,
Right.
first of all, the experience. I can't imagine what that was like. And
That's great.
I hope someday soon I'll have an opportunity to go to a WrestleMania as well. But
I've had the good fortune.
which one did you go to?
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, you went to the original ones?
Yeah,
I didn't.
on the East Coast.
Well, the first one was at MSG, so that
Right.
was easy.
The third
2.
one was in Atlantic City.
Where's number 2? Where was that one? I don't remember.
Or no, 2 was in Atlantic City. 3 was Atlantic City again.
Okay.
It was the five different venues.
Gotcha. In the area.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Was it WrestleMania 3 just in the Superdome?
So I
WrestleMania 2 was in 3 different places.
I'm confused.
you can pull it up if you get a chance.
confused.
It was Andre versus
That's
Hogan.
Hogan.
That
Right,
that,
so that was-
that,
That was
was
Detroit.
only
that
one
was
place.
3.
That was Detroit.
That's right.
WrestleMania 2 is in
At-
New York,
at the
LA,
Silver- at the
and
Silverdome, Atlantic
somewhere
City.
else.
Yeah,
Atlantic
you had the
City,
3 locations.
Down at Trump Plaza in
Yeah,
Atlantic
that's right.
City.
That was the worst, having that spread out like
So it was
that.
like King Kong Bundy versus Hogan.
That's the one that had Liberace.
That was 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? No, but he's talking 3. When They
Oh.
were split into different
See,
locations.
I'm confused.
2.
Or 2, I mean.
I'm confused.
1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 2.
Piper
Right.
fighting Mr. T.
Oh.
Mhm.
All right.
You know the best match I ever saw?
In what? Ever?
In
Ever? Ever?
wrestling.
Never ever? Go ahead. No. What is it?
Piper versus Valentine.
Yeah.
The dog collar
Yeah.
match.
First ever, right?
I was
You
there.
were there for it?
Oh yeah, in Charlotte, yes, North Carolina.
Valentine actually talked about that on the A&E stuff
Yep.
when they focused on him,
Anyway,
they
I
talked
didn't mean
about
to
that.
get
No,
off.
that-
I
that's-
didn't
that's all
mean
right.
to get off.
For me, it was my first visit to MSG when I was 12, seeing Backlund and superstar Billy Graham. Backlund winning. I mean, that was the thing then. All right, so you got your 2. For me, you guys just touched on it. Was Elimination Chamber, primarily because of Sammy and Roman in Montreal, in his home, the emotion and everything that was invested in that and the build up to that. I mean, overall, I really didn't have any concern about the overall card, but to me, having that Sammy and Roman match possibly being a culmination for Sammy, coming oh so close.
You
And
know,
the tag match was the second. I'm sorry, the tag match you referenced was the other flip coin. But it's interesting, both of them had Sammy involved. What does that tell you? How much we love Sammy in these matches?
True.
Yeah, Chief, what are you gonna say, sir?
I wish they would bring back the scaffold match.
Why? Just asking.
Because idiots like Jim Cornette and them get knocked off of it,
Oh,
Yeah. Man, that was a good old day. Yeah.
Yeah,
buddy.
well,
that was good.
aren't they bringing back the official bull rope match for Cody with his something coming up?
Is there any doubt?
Him versus Shinsuke and
Shinsuke.
MSG.
That's what
They're gonna have the belt.
What's your thoughts on having 2 wrestlers in this day and age do the mist? Shinsuke and Yabasuka do the mist thing. You in favor of the misting kind of stuff?
Whoever's in charge of creative, like every Japanese wrestler is the exact same.
And
They all scream and they all do the mist.
I don't disagree. That's kind of what I'm alluding to.
Well, let's
Oscar's
be-
irritating.
let's put it this way. I hope I have the great opportunity this summer
Mm-hmm.
to go to North Carolina
Mm-hmm.
to meet the Jumping Bomb Angels, who are from Japan,
I remember them.
who have never used mist.
Yep.
And they can wrestle like hell.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I remember them.
Giant Baba never used mist.
Right.
Antonio Inoki never used mist.
Muda was the big one, right? They used it, right?
Muda
did.
used it. Muda was the start of it. Well, that's not true either.
Who started then?
The fella down in Texas that Gary Hart managed,
I don't know.
Kabuki,
Oh, the Great Kabuki.
started the
Ooh.
mist.
Okay. Interesting.
Then it progressed to Muda, and now it's progressed to Shinsuke and Asuka.
Okay.
So
And to me, the mist stuff is kind of like seeing too much blood too often in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's to me, it's getting overdone. When you have talent like Asuka and you have talent like Shinsuke, why do you need the mist?
it's a
You're
get.
going to be a heel. Be a heel. But
It's a get over when the refs look in the opposite
Well, sure.
way and they do it. So it's
nut
a
chop,
get.
not a nut
it's a-
shot's the same thing.
It's a get over.
Yeah, of course.
So
All right, let's move on.
where are we going?
Tag team of the year, Mr. Matt. I'll start with you.
Tag team of the year.
It's going to be the Usos. Watch, it has to be. He talked about them before.
He talked about a lot of people that haven't shown up yet on the
You
list.
should say the Usos.
Okay, well, let's find out. Give him a chance.
I'm trying.
I'm still
Just-
debating between a couple,
Stall.
but the Usos aren't one of them.
He's still debating.
This is, folks, what you call a stall.
What the hell is he debating about?
I don't know. Ask him.
You want me to
Because
give me
I was
mine?
working
No, no.
16 hours while you guys are making these lists.
You want me to give
You need a little, few more
You guys
minutes.
go
All right.
first.
I'm going to go with FTR. I think they've been a brilliant picture of what tag team wrestling really is.
Did you just wax poetic?
When you talk about the Undertaker from the first hour, and we talked about the Undertaker's top four.
Mhm.
If these young men keep going,
They'll be on there someday.
They'll
They
be-
might be on there now in a lot of
they'll-
people's minds.
they'll be on there.
Sure. And they
Okay.
might be on there now for a lot of people.
That's who I'm going with. Is
Okay.
FTR.
All right.
Okay.
Should we stall long enough, Matt?
Yep.
Okay.
Good. He just wanted to see who I was going with. That's all.
He was half right. He
Now-
was half right.
Now he's going to say, "Well, man,
He was half right because Yeet,
see,
just because of the press conference and their entertaining matches, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Yeet.
he must have a hard on for Cody Rhodes or something."
Listen, you know.
Cody Rhodes this, Cody Rhodes that. There's other people in professional wrestling besides Cody.
In-
Okay, Mr. Bruno San Martino.
I didn't bring
Most
nothing.
boring wrestler ever put on planet Earth.
I'm just throwing that out there. Okay.
Folks, you
All
judge
I've
for
heard,
yourself.
all I've heard, Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan fans. That's all I hear. Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan. Cody Rhodes and so.
Maybe
Okay.
it's Cody Morgan and Liv Rhodes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Well, my tag
Where
team of
you
the
at?
year.
Where you at, brother?
I don't know. My tag team of the year, believe it or not, I'm going to be agreeing with one of these two gentlemen to my right. This may or may not surprise you. I have no idea, but I actually wrote down the three letters as well. FTR. These guys, no matter where you put them, and it's unfortunate because these guys were part of WWE only a few years ago and never given the opportunity to show what they could do like they have been given the last couple of years. Now, who was the one that was hurt for a while? Was it one of them? He had the jaw. He had his jaw broken before they left WWE.
Cash Wheeler.
Wheeler, thank you. He got injured recently
Then the
as
other
well.
guy- then the other guy got his leg injured.
Right. So these guys have battled some injuries, but when they're back in the ring, the consistency of, I think, the definition of tag team work for the last year, the 2023 year, to me, it's FTR across the board for me.
My second place is the Young Bucks. It'd have to be.
Now they were off the air for they've been off the air since the last pay-per-view for them. I heard that they're trying to reshape their efforts. And I heard what you said in the first hour about possibly being part of the Devil's clan, so to speak. And that may be well in line with them coming back with a little tweak to their characters.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at, and I'm serious now. I looked at the category, and I started going down. Okay, other than the Usos, who in the WWE, the only other one that came to mind was Sammy and Kev. Okay, then I went to WWE, or I went to AEW.
If you would have picked Big Bill and
No.
Starks, I would have walked off the
No. Then I went to AEW.
Hashtag Enzo.
And it was FTR. Okay. And then I started thinking, okay, who else? The Bucks? No. Kenny and Jericho? No. So there was only FTR. The one that really gave me the hard point with FTR was the Motor City Machine Guns at TNA. Because they've been doing it.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
They've been doing it for years, and they're still that good.
I thought you were going to go with the real cheap pop. I'm like, ABC.
But then,
See, Chris.
but no, God, no. But then I had to go back, and I had to go to FTR. Okay,
Nice.
that's just my opinion.
I
for
agree.
the year.
I agree. I found that the field for tag team for men, let alone forget the ladies side. And I thought about suggesting tag team of the year, men and women. You can't have a conversation about a women's division for tag teams because there ain't none.
So
At least none that come to my mind that we were talking about.
the only thing I would say other on this, if Jimmy and Jay would have stayed together for the year, hands down, it would have been the Usos. No doubt.
I agree with that. I mean,
Hands down,
they
it
have been
would have been the Usos.
they've been so consistent for so many years.
Yes.
Even with the tweaks of the character, from the colors and the stomping coming into the one day, day one. I agree with you, but because of the split, you can't really. The other one I thought was Sammy and Kevin, like you guys talked about. Because even for the tag team, I mean, you can't consider Imperium, the two guys, right, the henchmen. I mean, they were on a lot of people's lists from what I saw looking online to get some thoughts and information. But Kevin and Sammy's title reign was only 159 days. I said, almost 4 months, a little over 4 months. But what did they really do? Unfortunately, it was not a very impressive title hold for 4 months. And I think that's what kind of takes a little shine off of their reign.
Creative writing.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Very true. All right, let's move on. Actually, I'm going to throw a curveball at you guys.
Go ahead.
Because we still have a little extra time.
Go ahead.
Chief, pick one of your written in categories that you'd like to get. So let's see what you got, since we have 4 more categories to go.
Ring announcer of the year.
Ring announcer of the
Ring
year.
announcer of the year.
Can I vote for myself?
Go ahead.
Aaron Phillips.
Okay.
Samantha Irvin.
She's a looker though. She's she's
That's
good looking.
hubcaps.
That's hubcap. That's another category.
She's a hubcap, and she's like,
And she's bumpers. She's got bumpers too.
Okay. You want my ring announcer?
Yeah, you brought it up.
who's the oldest ring announcer in wrestling right now?
Michael Capetta.
Dave Penzer.
No.
Get the fuck out of here. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Get the no.
I got it written down.
No,
right there.
no.
Dave
That guy don't even
Penzer.
remember his goddamn name half
Dave
the time.
Penzer.
Get the fuck out of here. You're fired.
Did he make tanks during the war?
I'm fired. I'm fired.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that? I'm
Do you know every
fired.
time we go to goddamn Sam's Town, he's like, the main event tonight is
Dave Penzer. That's my ring announcer of the year. Dave Penzer.
Oh, it's the Motor City Machine Guns versus
What a setup. What a setup.
that guy is terrible.
Hook, line, and
Thank
sinker.
God that guy's gone.
Hook, line, and sinker, but he had you. He had you from the get. He said before you got here, he says to me, I'm going to add in this category. And I'm going to say Dave Penzer just to piss Matt off.
Oh, it worked. That worked.
And it worked.
Jesus Christ, that guy's horrible.
Fans, I got to tell you something.
That's a mic drop moment right there, folks.
All joking aside, I've been a wrestling fan well over 50 years. And I have to tell you something. The category that I just brought up, Ring Announcer of the Year, has to be one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. And unfortunately, he's no longer with, is it TNA or Impact now?
TNA.
TNA
TNA is like January.
Okay.
That company.
That company. Unfortunately, he is no longer with them. His contract was not renewed, and we are so happy and thankful that it's not.
Hey,
So,
Ross.
there you have it.
Ross, give me a call. You have my
Whoever
number.
the new ring announcer is for Impact is already better than David Penzer. I don't even know who it is.
That's right. They haven't announced anything yet.
Could it be? Oh, what was the guy that used to wrestle? He does the play-by-play now. Oh shit!
For which
Sounds like he's doing his David Penzer impersonation right now. The one of the meet and greet is
no. He shit.
Greatest ring announcer of all time, though. In all seriousness, Howard Finkel.
Yeah, that's
Fink.
Yeah, that's
right. Gary Michael Capetta, before Fink got involved, was I have his book. It was very good too. You know, it's funny you mentioned about Penzer not remembering shit. Back in the day, the ring announcers were allowed to go up with cards.
I
But now you have to memorize everything about every wrestler. So
I forget stuff, and you guys bail me out all the time.
Really?
But I'm gonna tell you what, he's a lot worse than me.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Let's move on. We have 4 more official categories to go.
Hey.
Yeah. The Chief, that was right here. Chief, got to give me some love. That was a good one. Yeah, we had him. He set it up before he got his ring announcer of the year. And in the original messaging that went in our chat room, he had that on there.
Yeah.
And so we were talking because I thought it was all heavy in topics. And he's surprised. He says, no, he says, I just wanted on there to say Dave Penzer to piss Matt off. So he was set up in the chat room. And I deleted it. I think we got rid of that.
I got him.
But you did.
Finally.
That was a year's worth of gotchas back at him for every time he got you. That's for sure. All right, hardcore match of the year.
Where we at now?
Hardcore match of the year. Matt, you're up first.
Swerve Strickland versus Adam Page.
Okay.
Texas Death Match.
Texas Death Match. Not only was it like crazy and hardcore, but there's no more hardcore moment than Adam Page drinking Swerve's blood.
Yep, totally agree.
Was that a
That was also
Grangel sighting?
That was also the STD moment of the year.
Yes.
The OSHA moment of the year.
ADA saying don't let him do that again. American
Heart Association moment of the year.
I have to be honest with you. I went to the historian on this one.
That was your first mistake.
Because I was thinking about, well, when did Britt Baker have her match? That was all bloody.
2 years ago.
That's what that's what Thomas said to me.
Yeah.
So that would have been my first one. Okay. But Swerve and Hangman.
Well, we're going to make that a hat trick, fellas, because I went with that one as well.
There you go.
Which says a lot for AEW putting on a match like that to have hardcore match of the year. Anything better than WWE when you consider the hardcore guys that are with WWE.
Hardcore.
I thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll give you your teeth back now.
Okay.
I was gonna I
I'll
almost did the same thing he did to me. I was gonna put Matt Cardona in some kind of death match.
Well,
what wait.
Breakout Stars, where I was thinking about putting Cardona's name.
What's the guy's name that wrestles for GCW? The one that always uses the
Nick Cage.
There's another one.
Oh, speaking of GCW,
are they coming out?
I went to the Nerd after work one night, and Joey Janela was there.
Really?
And I was like, I would love to give you on our podcast. He's like, what's your podcast? I was like, Thoughts Count Anywhere. He goes, oh, I know that one.
Really?
I was
Well,
like,
hi,
"For
Joey.
real?"
Cool.
I was like, cool.
But
I got his info and stuff,
let's
so
do
we'll
it.
get him on beginning of the year.
He's a good guy.
That'll be so cool.
Nice guy.
He actually heard of us. He's the one, huh?
Hell of a nice guy.
He's the one. All right, let's move up. Believe it or not, we have like, I don't know, less than 10 minutes
Okay.
maybe.
Most improved.
Most improved. Dom Dom. I'm going with Dom Dom.
Some bitch.
You hesitated.
Dom Mysterio is mine for most improved. I think, Ray got him started, but I think, and I mean this, I think all of Mr. Money Case and the other guy
Judgment Day.
Damian Priest
and
Balor.
Raya,
Raymond.
man. No, Chief.
Don't
I
call
think
the
you said
kettle
David
black.
Penzer one too many times, and now it's running off.
Don't have no more iced tea. I think Raya have, just brought him along character-wise
absolutely.
and helped him.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, I think going down to NXT helped him a little
Sure.
bit too.
Sure.
You
Give
know,
his
to-
first gold.
to hone his skills.
Absolutely.
So that's mine.
That's everything in my thinking as well.
That's mine.
I'm going with the hat trick. It has to be Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Freaking, he went from like a white meat baby face to the most hated person in all of wrestling.
Babyface.
He could have been heel of the year.
Add him up there.
Yeah.
He could have been heel of the year.
Absolutely. He could have been. Yeah.
Could you
It always
imagine
seems
if
like those like boos are like
piped in.
kind of piped in, but when you're live, no, they're not. It's loud as hell in there.
All right. Everybody in on that. Two more categories, two more official categories as I'm watching the clock.
Go ahead.
There. Most underutilized. That should be interesting. Matt, kick us off.
Because of the way he was in Vegas compared to like NXT and now, it has to be Karrion Kross.
Okay.
That guy should be a main event level star.
It's catching, isn't it?
We're
We're going to call that Penzeritis around here.
Penzerite. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start calling it from now on.
Penzeritis. We need a shirt. Anyway, so you got Carrion, sir.
That
That would have been the homer pick.
that's a no.
That would have been the
exactly,
homer
exactly.
pick.
Has to.
Keith Lee.
What happened to him? He hasn't been. I got to say, he probably hasn't been on TV close to a year, right? He made a brief return
Against like Samoa Joe, and then at Final Battle he went against Shane Taylor like yesterday, but
Keith Lee.
You think Keith
in
Lee
general
maybe?
he hasn't been on TV in a while.
Right. You think maybe Keith Lee comes back to WWE since you missed back with WWE?
No, I think he's still under contract.
No, I'm
with
saying,
AEW.
yeah, I'm saying
Oh,
at
I don't know.
at some point.
Well, yeah, possibly because Mia's there.
Right.
It's-
Because
Excuse
she
me,
came back.
his
over.
wife.
Yeah.
So,
We all
But
all
that's-
still love Keith Lee. That's a great pick.
but
too.
that's who I've got.
That's a great pick. So mine, this way it gets Chief out of the light. I'm going to agree with Matt. Obviously Karrion Kross is the guy that is very underutilized given his history. I'll just leave it at that. So get Karrion involved and Scarlett. Gosh darn it! All right, we have just enough time to talk about breakout star for 2024. This should be interesting. Chief, I'll go with you first.
Trick Williams.
Okay, is it because of his catchy phrase?
No,
Okay.
I think Carmelo helped build him up down at NXT with
Cool.
their stick.
Mhm.
He's, won the championship match now that's coming up.
Mhm.
And I think, to be honest with you, I think our boy down there really likes him and
Okay.
is going to push him now.
All right. So we have a Trick Williams vote.
That's
Whoop that trick.
who I've
Whoop
got.
that
All
trick.
right. Matt.
I'm going off the video I saw earlier. Taylor Rotunda / Bo Dallas will be probably one of the biggest stars of 2024. If WWE does this story right.
And quite frankly, personally speaking, that's why I didn't pick him, because you just don't know how the story is going to be handled.
And we don't know when he's coming back.
Right. I will say for me, I had Carmelo Hayes written down, and then I crossed it out. And I'm going to go with one that may surprise you all, but he was a brawling brute. I'm going to say Butch. They put him back to his original gimmick, which is what the talk is going into next year. Pete Dunne. That was his name.
Pete Dunne.
I'm going on a true wild card here. This is so far out there. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
that.
him.
I have a female too,
Okay.
Nikita Lyons.
Yeah. Big.
I think once she proves her leg is
Yes.
healthy,
And she made a return.
She
not
has.
this week, the week before, right? And
I think
Abraham is a big fan of hers too. No, I'm just putting it out there. Just saying.
But I think she's going to get to push as a female.
All right. With that, guys, our clock is seeping out. Hopefully, you all enjoyed our picks. Whether you agreed or didn't agree, we're okay with it. We appreciate that you let us share our picks. If you watch the show after we're done and everything, you have more picks, just go on our Facebook page and put your thoughts in there. We would appreciate that. And of course, quick programming note, we are going to be dark as we head into the new year. So happy holidays to everybody. We'll be back fresh and more shows, more fun, more conversation in January, starting January 6th.
Biggest Impact wrestler coming back to wrestling. And you guys are you're going to
Gotta be quick.
CM Punk.
All right.
Who's your hubcap of the year? What was your thing?
Final thoughts real quickly. We're past time real quickly.
Yes.
Everybody have a good, safe week. Happy holidays. See you guys in 2024. We got big things coming.
Chief.
Happy holidays. Please be safe,
Yes.
everybody. Know your surroundings. I love y'all.
Light your fireplaces, burn Santa's ass.
I love you guys. And I'm always glad I'm in the middle of the two.
Happy holidays to both my dear friends up here, and happy holidays even to John, who's behind the camera. To everybody out there, thank you for watching. Happy holidays. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. We'll see you in 2024. Thank you for watching.